You probably gave a thumbs up today. Maybe you tapped it on a phone screen. Maybe you flashed it across a room. It feels natural, obvious, ancient. It means good. It means yes. It means I approve. But that meaning is newer than you think. And the story of how a simple hand gesture got its meaning involves a gladiator arena, a painting made in 1872, a confused Hollywood, and eventually a button pressed by billions of people every single day. Let's start in ancient Rome. Rome was a civilization that ruled much of the known world for hundreds of years. One of its most popular forms of entertainment was the gladiatorial fight. Gladiators were trained fighters, often slaves or prisoners of war, who battled each other in large open arenas called amphitheaters. The biggest one, the Colosseum in the city of Rome, could hold around 50,000 spectators. When one gladiator had beaten another and the loser was on the ground, the crowd had a say in what happened next. The person who had paid for the games, called the editor, watched the crowd. The crowd would signal what they wanted, spare him or finish it. This is where it gets interesting. Roman writers described this moment. Two Latin phrases appear in the ancient sources. One was pollice verso. Pollice means thumb. Verso means turned or moved. That was the death signal. A turned thumb. The other phrase was pollice compresso. Compresso means pressed in or hidden. A closed fist with the thumb tucked inside like a sword going back into its sheath. That was the mercy signal. Here is the problem. Pollice verso tells us the thumb was turned or moved. It does not say which direction. Up, down, sideways. The ancient texts do not specify. Historians have argued about this for a very long time. Some believe the death thumb pointed upward, like a raised sword ready to strike. Others think it curved downward toward the ground. The version most people believe today, thumbs up for life and thumbs down for death, does not come from ancient Rome directly. It comes from a painting. In 1872, a French artist named Jean-Léon Gérôme finished a large canvas. Gérôme was famous for painting scenes from ancient history with extraordinary detail. He spent months studying what Roman arenas actually looked like. His finished painting showed a victorious gladiator standing over a fallen enemy. Surrounding the arena, the crowd was making a gesture. Their thumbs were angled down toward the floor. The painting was titled Pollice Verso, using that Latin phrase for the death signal. So in Gérôme's reading, the death thumb pointed down. The painting became famous. It was purchased by an American collector and brought to the United States, where it was exhibited widely. Millions of people saw it. It settled into the public imagination. Roman arena, death. Thumbs pointed toward the floor. Then Hollywood arrived. Film studios began making large, dramatic movies about ancient Rome in the early 1900s. Directors needed crowd gestures that would read instantly on a silent screen, and later, a sound screen. Somewhere in this process, the signal flipped. Thumbs down became the bad thing. Thumbs up became the good thing. By the time Hollywood's Roman epics were playing to audiences around the world, the lesson seemed obvious. Thumbs up saves the gladiator. Thumbs down kills him. But that still does not explain where the everyday thumbs up of modern life actually came from. For that, we go to the Second World War, which lasted from 1939 to 1945. The United States sent hundreds of thousands of soldiers and pilots abroad to fight in Europe and the Pacific. Fighter pilots, men flying small, fast aircraft in combat, faced a specific problem. Before takeoff, the noise around an airfield was deafening. Shouting was useless. Pilots developed a shared vocabulary of hand signals to communicate with their ground crews. The thumbs up meant ready to go. Engine good. Controls set. Let me fly. Ground crews returned it. We confirm. You are cleared. It was a clean, unmistakable signal. American pilots came home after the war and brought the gesture with them. It spread gradually through American culture and from there into the wider world, carried by American movies, advertising, and television. By the time the internet arrived, the thumbs up was already one of the most recognized gestures on Earth. In 2007, a software designer named Justin Rosenstein was working at a company called Facebook, a social network where people shared posts and photos. The problem was that responding to a friend's post required effort. You had to write something. Most people just scrolled past without reacting at all. Rosenstein's team wanted a way to show you had noticed something, that you approved, without typing a single word. They tried several ideas and almost used the word awesome. But they landed on a small icon of a hand with a raised thumb. The button launched in February 2009. Within a few years, people were pressing it billions of times a day. Today, across Facebook and Instagram alone, that number runs into several billion daily. The thumbs up is now one of the most performed human gestures in all of history, and most of those gestures happen on a screen. So, trace the line. An ancient Roman thumb signal whose exact shape historians still debate. A French painter making his best guess in 1872. Hollywood reversing the gesture for dramatic effect. World War II pilots using it on airfields half a world away. A software team in California choosing it for a button. And now your own thumb, pressing it today. The history most of us absorbed, that thumbs up meant life and thumbs down meant death in the Roman arena, is almost certainly backwards, if the gesture was ever about direction at all. The actual mercy signal in the ancient sources appears to have been a closed fist with a hidden thumb, nothing pointing anywhere. What we do know is that gestures carry no fixed meaning on their own. A nod means yes in most of the world and no in parts of Greece and Bulgaria. Meaning is agreed upon, and the agreement shifts over centuries without anyone noticing. So here is the question. The thumbs up you press today may have come not from Roman mercy, but from wartime airfields and a startup in California. And the gesture the movies taught us to connect with life and approval may have been the Roman signal for death all along. Does knowing that change anything for you? Drop your verdict in the comments. And if this kind of story is what you come here for, subscribe. The next one is already on its way.